Is the all-new Crown Signia a get-it-or-skip-it vehicle? We are presenting the 2025 Crown Signia Limited in finish line red. This year, you only get two trims, and it fits with the same segment as the Crown Sedan, but you're getting 6.7 inches of clearance opposed to 5.8 inches of clearance. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to throw in some pros and cons. I'm going to compare this against the competition to see if the new Crown Signia is a get-it-or-skip-it vehicle. Starting in the front, all of which will have LED daytime runnings on the top portion that integrates into the top part of the grille. It's going to be a little bit more unique too. This is not as in your face as the Crown Sedan, especially this lower part of the grille. I like how it kind of just goes away because it makes it look a little bit more sporty. LED headlights is also standard. They're projected headlights. Now going into the Limited opposed to the XLE, that's going to change to adaptive lights, which means when you turn the steering wheel, it will turn the same direction. So that is pretty cool, and it's something that I would probably go into the Limited trim because you're getting a lot more standard features, which you're gonna see throughout, but all of which is gonna be housed with the same 2.5 liter four-cylinder hybrid. That's producing 240 horsepower combined and 178 pound-feet of torque. Now your horsepower is going to be more than the Crown Sedan, so that is also something to take in consideration because the Crown Sedan is actually a pretty quick vehicle. They've also lifted it up so it's like an SUV. So in theory, the two Crowns kind of fit all the segments of what somebody would want. And that's a reason why I would get it. 19-inch wheels is going to be standard. The Limited gets 21-inch wheels. 39 mpgs for the city, 37 mpgs for the highway, a combined of 38 mpg. So when you're looking at any wagon that's going to have luxury amenities to the Crown, because remember now, the Crown is the Lexus line of Toyota. That's what it's known to be. So they bring that into a wagon. You're not going to get that with Subaru. It's not going to be as plush. There isn't really any wagons you can compete against. You'd have to start going into like Mercedes and Audi, and the pricing to those and the performance, it's going to be night and day difference. So there's no real need to say, should you go here or there? Because you're going to be saving at least $10,000, $15,000, but you're not getting the performance, but you're getting the MPGs. LED integrated turn signals on the side view mirrors. Now these are power folding, and they also fold downwards whenever you're reversing because we have the advanced technology package. It's similar to the Crown Sedan because when you add that, it also adds the front and rear parking sensors, the bird's eye view, panel moonroof. That's going to be standard on the Limited. Now these features you can't get on the XLE. We also have a digital rear view mirror. So I would say spend the extra grand. I would say spend the extra few grand because you're going to get a lot more safety features and a lot more technology. So I would suggest the Limited trim because you're getting a lot more safety amenities and some style updates also, but it takes me to a reason why I would skip it. The same powertrain on all trims, 5 different exterior colors. I mean, you're at 50 grand, give me something instead of just features. If you're gonna do something like that, maybe let me a la carte it, so that way I can get an XLE and get the features instead of saying, you know, I got 2 trims, you either get this or you get that, and it's a few $1,000 difference in price. And when you're thinking about the sedan Crown, they already lifted it up so it feels like an SUV when you drive it. So it almost makes it look like we're competing against Toyota itself. Standard LED taillights that wrap around the whole rear. The Crown print is small, and I appreciate that because it does make the wagon look visually larger. And the top part gets the LED brake light. The lower gets the glossy black. There isn't any exhaust. I wouldn't expect it. This is not an Audi, this is not a Mercedes, not even a BMW, and you can't really compete with those vehicles. So that's why the Crown kind of puts itself in a different segment because Honda, Kia, Hyundai, Genesis, none of them have this. Now you can go into Mazda, don't get me wrong, they have premium interior specs, which I feel is a little bit more soft than the Crown Signia, but when you're going that route, it's not going to be this long either because a Mazda 3 hatch, it's going to be smaller. It's more or less competing against a Toyota Corolla. So that puts this self in a different segment. And it's over 50 grand, which to me could be a skip it reason because when I'm looking at 50 grand vehicles, I want something that has a little bit more performance plus more warranty. If you're going to make it with the Crown badge, maybe add 4-year 50,000 mile warranty. I mean, let me know your thoughts about that. Cargo capacity is at 24.8 cubic feet with the Pano. It will increase without it at 25.8 cubic feet. Underneath the floor receives the spare tire. And the best part, you don't have to go into the back. Split fold the rear bench by pulling the tabs here. And the Signia, you can actually fold these out here. So look at this. It makes more room because it folds out flat all the way to the back seats, maxing cargo to 66.1 cubic feet with the pano and 68.8 cubic feet without the pano moonroof. The key fob to the Crown Signia. 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver, 8-way power seat adjustment for the passenger, heated ventilated leather wrap. These are all standard features. Memory for the driver. And the interior, the major difference is you're getting the JBL sound system, which is 11 speakers instead of a standard 6 speaker. Both will have the 2-screen integrated into this gloss black panel with the gold that wraps into the air vents. And even though it's driver focused, it still doesn't affect the USB-C ports or the storage that you can lift up. Wireless charging pad is standard. Let's fire it up. Digital rear view mirror, this is only on the limited trim. Otherwise, it is a auto-dimming rear view mirror with the home link. Going back, you get kind of the glossy black. You have no storage behind any of these areas, but this opens up as a his and her with a USB port and a 12 volt. This also moves backwards and forward. Leather wrap steering wheel, multi-function. The paddle shifts. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio. And with this new technology, you also have, hey Toyota, turn off the AC.
Turning off AC.
And because we have the advanced technology package, that adds this 360-degree reverse camera with full trajectory for the front and the rear. You can change the camera layout to make it a little bit easier for the reversing purposes. We have a dash cam. That's an extra charge, but I kind of like it because you're getting it more or less factory. If you push this view button right here, now you have the bird's eye view. So that advanced technology package also adds front and rear parking assist, which is your sensors, automatic braking, the outer mirrors with the puddle lights, and the reverse tilt down feature, which means put it into reverse, that's what it does. So it makes it easier so you're not going to curb these larger wheels. Leg space is more than enough, and the same thing with headroom. With these wagons, they just do a good job overall. Pano moonroof, LED interior lights, door panel and dash connect together, and it's going to be soft where it needs to be. One touch up and down for the windows with a medium-sized storage pocket and a beverage holder carved out. For the back seats, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the cup holders and armrests, USB-C ports, air vents, storage behind both of the front seats, heated rear seats. This you can kind of put a larger cell phone for the grab handle and about the same size storage pocket. But what I like so much is all this is more or less standard. Leg space is more than enough if it's sitting behind me. Same thing with headroom, sliding into the center. Plenty of feet, butt, leg, and shoulder space. The same thing with knee room. They just carve out all the space that you need. Headroom, though, starts getting a little bit compromised, but because we have a pano, it's actually not that bad. 240 horsepower out of the Crown Signia. Is it going to be enough to motivate the vehicle? Well, it's a wagon, and I presume it will be. You're getting great MPGs, I mean nearly 40 across the board. For a wagon, that's awesome. 6.7 inches of clearance, the visibility is taken care of. 21-inch wheels. Now, some people in the comments are going to probably say, well, how is the ride? Well, that's what we're going to see as soon as we get some movement here. A little bit more traffic than normal. But the standard amenities also is where it's at because you're getting a lot of value when you're going to the Crown Signia. Only 2 trims to choose from. That can be a pro or con, which is going to ultimately take me into that category. Starting off with the pros, standard features, you only have 1 engine option. You do have to go trim base, so that's always a con to me, but it is kind of easy to pick which one you want. Maneuverability, you can do so and you'll get some tire spinach. All-wheel drive configuration is standard on all trims, so that is definitely a plus. You don't have to pay any extra premium there, but you still have to add features. So that's a con to me. I would add the advanced technology package, though. It's just why are you nickeling diming me for another probably near $2,000? I'm already near $55,000 at the limited trim. If you're going to make it where I only get certain features on certain trims and only give me 2 trims, just throw in all the packages. I don't think you should have to add a 360-degree reverse camera and the few features that it adds. I understand on the XLE, you're not going to get the upgraded sound system, nor the panel moonroof. And there are going to be a few features that you're going to take out, but it's not really that many features to change the pricing from, and that to me is the big problem that I have with the Crown Signia. It's not really something that should be that way when you're thinking about trim base. Turn radius about 2 lanes, let's rock and roll. It's fast. It's actually faster than the Crown Sedan by about 0.5 seconds, but you do not get the turbocharge that will unlock a super fast 0 to 60. But then I'm also thinking about MPGs and longevity. Now going back, is the ride smooth with 21-inch wheels? It is. The suspension is going to be the same in the XLE, but the difference is you're getting a smaller wheel. So that also makes it a little bit more complicated with ordering the Crown Signia. Because if you go into the Limited, you're going to have to work a deal with the dealerships to swap out the wheels or order smaller wheels to make it a little bit more of a butter smooth ride. And at $55,000-ish, that's Lexus money. Now, the Crown Signia is the only wagon kind of in its class, so it is unique because you can't really compete against Audi or Mercedes or even BMW, but with Volvo, it's going to be a little bit lower to the ground and it's going to be a lot more dynamic. But hybrid wagons, they're definitely fun. You get a lot of cargo capacity. You have a lot of interior room. It's basically an SUV in a sedan that's lifted up. But then on the con, why do we have the Crown Sedan? Acoustic front windshield and driver and passenger window, so I appreciate that. That's why it's so quiet in the cabin. The engine does get a little bit more noisy. The eCVT transmission will also help that, but there's no other way to option this vehicle. You only get the one power option. Because of it being such a smooth and quiet ride with great MPGs, that's the reason why I would get it. But ultimately, being at the price that it's at, and you can't option features on the base trim, but you still have to option features on the limited trim, that would be a reason why I would skip it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, membership, live stream, website, TikTok, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Gettle Stadium Toyota for giving us this 2025 Toyota Crown Signia Limited for our car review.